Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado.
Because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alicia.
I'm Nathan.
And I'm Heather.
And welcome to episode 229 of Adventures and Mousecapades. This week, we have a longtime listener, first-time guest on the show. See what happens when you reach out to us via email. You get roped into this horse and pony show.
Heather is a self-declared Disney nerd and a Disney World pro and a DVC owner. And while she was originally trepidatious about cruising, Heather instantly fell in love with it and went from 0 to gold on Disney Cruise Line in under a year and a half. But with all that, what Heather had not done until very recently was make a pilgrimage to the place that started it all, Disneyland in California. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Welcome, Heather.
Hello, hello.
So great to have you with us.
I'm so happy to be here.
We've chatted over email for like the last year, and we finally
got it on. Yay!
It usually doesn't take that long, but all parties involved had extenuating circumstances.
Glad to get you on here. Give us the quick version of your Disney origin story.
I went to Disney World for the first time the summer after my third grade year in school. It was me and my parents and my best friend. And it was right after Epcot had opened. I think we went there and walked around and went, what? You know, and didn't really stay long. But also my really only memory from that was that that was back when the seats for Space Mountain, like you sat in someone's lap almost. I wanted to ride with my mom, and my dad said, no, you're riding with me. And so I got mad, cried, and didn't ride Space Mountain for like 20 years.
Don't hold a grudge, but you know.
Right, no. So then fast forward to high school, I was part of Disney Magic Music Days, and my band performed multiple years going down. We performed on stage at the American Pavilion in Epcot, and then we also performed on the stage in Disney Springs. It was awesome. Downtown Disney then, but you know.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I never got to perform on stage at Disney. Did get to march in the parade, but never on stage.
Yeah, it was fun. We enjoyed it.
Maybe I should go back and do it all over again.
No.
Do it.
Maybe not.
No.
We can live vicariously through Sterling.
Exactly.
Yes.
And that can be our retirement job.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
If I could find a way to retire to Disney, that's the dream. That's the dream. But yeah, after that, I was hooked and made it my mission to go as often as I could, you know, had kids and did my very, very best to, you know, turn them into Disney fans too. My deepest hurt in life is my youngest daughter, is studying abroad this semester. She was in Paris, and I said, are you going to Disneyland in Paris? She said, Mom, it's just a theme park.
Oh. Wrong answer.
Yeah. She comes home in 2 weeks. We'll have a discussion then.
Yeah. Maybe she'll have a room. Maybe she won't.
Maybe.
Who's to say?
Right. Sorry, I turned that into my Disney room. It's just a room.
Well, before we do hit Disneyland, we've got to dive into Disney Cruise Line. What flipped you from nope, not for me to full-on DCL obsessed?
I get motion sick easy, and I was absolutely terrified. And we had a friend who was a Disney friend. We had Disney parked with him and his family, and had a great time. And, you know, he and his wife, they kept saying, you know, Disney cruise. We Disney cruise. You should Disney cruise. You should Disney cruise. And I said, no. I get motion sick so easy. I don't want to spend that much money and either be sick in the room the whole time or passed out, because even though the non-drowsy Dramamine, no, it makes me sleep. So I was like, no, I'm not going to spend that much money and either sleep through it or be sick through it. So anyway, our friends, you know, we really want you to cruise with us. We really want you to cruise with us. And so we finally gave in, and January 2024 booked an October 5-day Halloween on the high seas on the Magic out of Fort Lauderdale. And newsflash, I'm a nerd. I needed to consume all the knowledge. I needed to know everything there was to know about everything there was to know. And I started I soaked up content. Our friends Sam and Brian, I listened to everything they did, and various other podcasts. That was how I found y'all. It was just all the things I needed to know, and I started just being obsessed with their website and found out that they had those sales, those last minute cruises.
Yes.
And so the one that was booked was just my husband and I on the Magic, and my girls are used to me going, "Hey, you want to go to Disney?" So we're annual pass holders. So we go, oh, look, there's a cheap flight. Let's go to Disney.
Yeah.
So I found one of those discounted cruises and we hopped onto the Wish. End of May, early June of 2024, just the three of us onto the Wish for a weekend. My youngest turned 19 on the Wish. And I was like, hey, I didn't get sick. This is cool. And then it kind of spiraled from there. So it became, we didn't do everything we wanted to do on the Wish in May. And then my husband and I went in October. And then the girls and I went back on the Wish in January. And then we went on the girls and I went on the Dream for a 3-night in May of that year. My husband and I went on the Treasure for 7-night in September. And then we did the Destiny early January this year. And then the girls and I did another Wish cruise late January. So, I mean, it just, I don't know what happened.
How many is that now?
That's 6, I think.
6, 7. Oh my gosh.
I think I got them all. Maybe I missed one, but I think, I'm 7 for me. The girls are 5 and the husband is 3.
Okay.
So.
That's amazing.
So the girls and I are gold.
I don't know if I could do that. Like, be that far behind my wife. I have issues, and I'm 2 behind my wife.
He'll get over it.
Yeah. I'm looking to figure out when I could book a cruise. That's what I'm doing.
And I'll just go on it with you. So you're still gonna,
Ugh.
You'd have to do a boys trip. Of course, the girls would probably invite themselves along anyway. So
that's what happens.
Yep.
Exactly. So how often are you going to Walt Disney World these days?
It all depends. Sometimes it's a couple times a year. Sometimes it's 4 or 5 times a year. Really depends on work and, how things align. But like I said, especially me and the girls, we have always been like, there's a festival and I can get cheap cheap flights down, or I can use my companion pass to get us down, or there have been years we've been there 4, 5, 6 times a year. My goal, what I want to do, is hit all 4 festivals. I somehow have managed to hit 3, but I've never done Festival of the Holidays. So that's I want to do all 4 one year. And
well, that one's a lot shorter than any of the other ones too.
Right.
Like they started so late.
Yeah.
Well, and I kind of thought maybe I was going to get to do it this year, but they shortened Flower and Garden this year. It stops at June, and normally it goes into June a little bit.
Yeah.
And we're going in June. My youngest turns 21, so as one does, you drink around the world.
That's what we're doing. Yep.
Hey, that sounds like our June plans.
Yes.
You're DVC owners too, right?
Yes.
What's your home resort?
Saratoga.
Okay.
Nice.
And Riviera, a small contract at Riviera.
Okay.
So
very cool. All right. So paint the picture of how you normally plan a Disney World trip, because you reached out to us saying, hey, I'm going to Disneyland. Help for planning. I want to understand, like, how much you go to Disney World so much? Like, what does planning usually look like for that?
Food. Everything is planned around food. Where are we eating? What's the my daughters especially? We did the tea room at Grand Floridian for my birthday, I think 2019, right before the world stopped.
Yes.
And of course, it didn't come back until just now. And the promise was, as soon as it's available, we're going. It doesn't matter what we're doing, we're going.
Yeah.
And of course, it came back while one daughter is in Europe. And so it was like, well, do we go without her? Do we not? So it just so happened that when she comes back, she's turning 21, 3 weeks later. And so we're going to go. And, but yeah, typically we're foodies. We like to eat.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Yeah. So that's kind of usually my number one, like that's the first thing is if we go there, what are we doing? What are we eating? How are we eating? But beyond that, it's usually, are we going for a reason? Like my daughter's 21st birthday. So we did that with my older daughter 2 years ago and, know that they can't do that in one day.
Right.
They're rookies. She's giggling. We started in Mexico. She made it to Japan, and we needed to, we stay for when we do these. We stay at the beach club so we can, exit stage left.
Easy access.
Walk back. But yeah, the up bridges, and she was walking on her tiptoes, and it was. It escalated from there. So we know we need at least 2 days for her to, learn. Not to mention, my youngest is 4'10" and weighs 100 pounds. So she may not make it around the world in 2 days.
Yeah.
So
I don't think ours is going to make it around the world. I can't even make it around the world. I've told her, it's like, it doesn't necessarily mean an alcoholic drink. It's just a drink,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if that's just a soda or they're mocktails or something.
And sharing is caring. So
sharing is caring.
Oh
yes.
I told her we will definitely be. We're not going to have our own drinks because I am very much a lightweight myself with regards to drinking.
My only concern is if what happens that has happened in the past is if we get stuck in Italy with some of us making repeat trips to the cart to get the frozen limoncello margaritas.
I will move us along. I will be the moderator and keep going.
You're the designated tour guide. Is that what I'm hearing?
Got to get to France. Come on.
Well, and that's where we fell down was we stopped in. Yeah, we stopped in Italy, and it was a festival. It was Flower and Garden, and she had the sangria, and she finished about half of it, and she said, "I think I'm done." I said, "Well, I had mine. I don't need yours too." I said, "It's okay. Just throw it away." And she went, "No." And
oh no! Just tossed it back.
Downed it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then we went from there to America, and she got like a hurricane rum punch, but we sat down. And she drank it. Of course, it's fruit juice. It doesn't taste like nothing. And so she sat there and drank it pretty quickly. And when she stood up, she went, "Oh."
Well, we have to make it around back to the UK, if only because you can get fresh Guinness there. And our daughter spent some time in Ireland last year and is basically addicted to Guinness. I mean, she's not addicted to Guinness, but every chance she gets,
she'll have
a Guinness. So we got to make it around. But
and
of
I
course,
have to try some. I've never tried Guinness before.
Oh, it's so good. I've never had fresh.
Yeah.
But how I never have, I don't know. But I've had it, just not fresh.
Yeah.
We'll try it.
It's good. It's good. All right. So you are super familiar with Disney World. Everything is based off of what you're going to eat, and then rides and other things kind of fall in line and are filling in the gaps. So going into this trip, when you were talking about or thinking about going to Disneyland, like what was the biggest thing that intimidated you?
I didn't know where anything was. I don't know where. I don't know anything. We were very lucky. We went with friends who are pros, and my family teases me that my husband will say, "Well, what are we doing at 7:32?" We got written agendas from our planner.
Wow.
Who had everything planned out, lightning lane usage, how we were going to hit different rides and how we would get as much done as we could. Because the plan was Friday was Disneyland, Saturday was California Adventure, and then I flew home Sunday. My husband's still out there for a work conference, but that was the plan. We ended up adding a third day and going back to Disneyland on Sunday, which fun story. I don't know if we'll get to, but it's not necessarily smart to ride Tiana's as you're leaving for the airport.
Not that one.
No, it's not.
That one. No.
Because our Splash Mountain, and the other thing that we started laughing at is how I had taken ownership. There's ours and yours. And so our friends that we were with, I'm like, well, our Splash Mountain / Tiana's. You don't, like, you might get wet.
You might get wet.
No,
yeah.
No,
Disneyland is
drenched.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. It's a submarine ride in Disneyland. It's insane.
Found that one out.
Yeah.
But no, he gave us an agenda ahead of time, including a stop at the castle for a wow moment, which, because I'm an emotional, reactor.
Yeah.
Same.
And they have video of me absolutely bawling my eyes out when we walked into the park and saw the light in Walt's apartment, and then turning and looking at the castle, and it started again. And so, yeah, it was waterworks. But yeah, I thankfully we were going with someone who knew what they were doing and had it planned out down to the minute almost of here's what we're doing and here's how we're going to do it, including a surprise for me of, dinner that night in Disneyland. So everything was planned, and it was kind of fun to not have to do anything. Like everything was planned out for me, and I didn't know what I wanted to do because I mean, other than looking at the map on my app, I don't know. I don't know what's there.
Take us to that first moment walking into Disneyland Park. What hit you immediately?
So again, I'm the waterworks girl. I get emotional. And that's what it's always been, is walking where Walt walked. The park he actually was in. That he got to experience, that he really had a hand in. And yes, he had a hand in the ideas for all the others, but the one that he really shaped, that was just massive for me. And I had listened to your podcast about taking it easy, which, by the way, we did the exact opposite. Of all of that.
You planned things down to the minute with it written down, and you tried to slam everything in. Like, you went against everything we preach.
But to be fair, we have done that too.
Yes, that's fair.
We have definitely done that too. Yes.
So Friday we rope dropped Disneyland and we closed it down.
Oh,
nice. We were there all day, and my feet can feel it. Yes, it was something. It was amazing. But yeah, we walked in, and so I listened to your podcast about the last two. And so I purposefully walked in on the right-hand side to be able to see Lillian's
the window.
That little porch. Yeah.
Tribute, and then be able to turn and see the fire station. And cried the whole time. But it was, he lived here. He walked here. He was present here. And that was, he's the reason we all are a little bit crazy and, obsessed.
Yeah.
So that to me, that was the pinprick to the heart. That was what I needed to see. And then turning and seeing the castle.
It's so cute.
It's so cute.
It's
so little.
It's dainty.
It's dainty.
So that was it. It was heartstrings torn. It was the fire station for me. It was walking over and seeing it, and it was the fire station for me.
Yeah, we did a tour last year. Was it last year? Year before?
I think it was the year before. Walt's Main Street Story.
Yeah, and it includes going into the apartment and seeing what everything up there, and we had Sterling with us, and it was set slightly different. So during the holidays, they have a little mini Christmas tree on the table instead of the lamp, but it was still just as magical. And even I think Sterling was 12 at the time, or maybe close to 13, and he got emotional.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew I would.
Oh,
I definitely knew I would. Yeah.
I was prepared. My husband was prepared. I'm going to cry. It's fine. Just,
it happens.
the emotions.
Leave
her to it.
Yeah. The emotions have nowhere to go, so sometimes they just
Right.
overflow, which is fine.
Yes. Yes. After dinner that night when I was crying again at Fantasmic, one of the people that was with us then said, "Oh, she's leaking again."
Well, you alluded to it a little bit earlier. Let's talk rides. Which attractions clearly felt better in Disneyland than their Disney World counterparts?
There were so many that I didn't expect them to be so different.
Yeah.
Jungle Cruise is my all-time favorite ride,
Mhm.
period. End of story. But it wasn't the one that was just like, wow, that's better. It was Pirates.
Yes.
It was Pirates.
Mhm.
And, walking in that door and the boats are right
It's
there
right
in
there.
front
Yeah.
of you. And that
Yeah.
was weird. That was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
But the ride was twice as long as
Mhm.
ours. And it was just so, so good. And I can't help myself, I'm like comparing. But it was so amazing. So Pirates, I think, was the one that was like, okay, you win. You win.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Haunted Mansion was pretty cool because, it actually is an elevator. You really
Uh-huh.
are moving
Mhm.
in the stretching room. And so that one was interesting to see the differences there. And that was a lot of fun to
Yeah.
know that, again, the nerd of me is like, oh, we're going under the berm. Oh, we're doing this. Yeah. But it was those two. And I think the classics, that's where it's like, okay, I see you, Disneyland.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Was there anything that just completely surprised you that you weren't in? I mean, other than Pirates being like twice as long, was there anything else that shocked you? Or maybe conversely, you stepped away and go, wow, I actually think the Florida version's better.
Okay, so weird things that, again, I noticed. Um, we were on Jungle Cruise, and not only could you see Indiana Jones, our
Mhm.
skipper called it out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. You're supposed to suspend reality for me. I'm not
Yeah.
we're not supposed to talk about that other ride.
Mm.
I'm supposed to be in Asia, in the jungles of Asia or
Yeah.
wherever we were at the time. So that one kind of like, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
But there were other pieces of the ride that were better than ours.
Mm.
Different scenes, different things. But and again, it's just weird little things. And I was trying to describe this one to my daughter too, and I don't know that I did it well. But on Indiana Jones, you can see other cars.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know that that's the case in any rides in Disney World. Like being
Definitely
able,
not
like,
on
use,
Dinosaur. You could not.
right?
It's too dark.
No. But you're going through the snake room and you look up and you see someone else going across the drawbridge,
Yeah.
or and someone else over here, and it just the suspension of reality, just
Mhm.
enough to go, I thought I was the only one on.
Yeah. That actually stuck out to me because we were just there a few weeks ago. And I think the last 2 or 3 times that we've been in California, Indy's been down, and it's like one of our daughter's favorite rides. And she wasn't with us, but of course we went to go on Indy because it was actually up and running. And there was a couple show scenes where I was like, oh, there's another car. That's
I really think they brightened the lights in there.
yeah.
maybe.
I don't remember it when we initially went on it years ago. I don't remember it being that bright in there. And I do remember them saying something like in one of the refurbs that they did, they adjusted the lights. So
There you have it.
It was just,
it takes you out a little bit.
yeah, it stuck out to me like, oh, there goes another car. You mean I'm not the only one who looked into the eye?
No, you're not supposed to look into the eye of
I
somebody
did
else
not
in the
look
car.
into the eye, and we still went through. I don't understand what happened.
I don't know. I blame my husband. He looked into the eye. It's
There you
fine.
go.
But those were the things that kind of stuck out to me is
Mm.
like, I think I like ours better. And I know it has to do with size.
Yeah.
World has all the room.
Mhm.
Of course, you can't see the other attraction because you're nowhere near it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yes. And so the difference in Disneyland is everything's tighter, more compact. And so it happens. You can see the Matterhorn from Small Worlds, or,
Yep.
you can see the mountains in Batu from far
Yeah.
away. And so it's just different.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were the two rides that kind of impacted me of like, I don't know if I like that, but I loved the rides.
Well, kind of pivoting off of that, how did Disneyland feel compared to Walt Disney World? Like the crowd energy, the pace, the locals versus tourists. Did it change at all how you toured?
Disneyland, it felt uncrowded, and I thought being smaller would make it feel more crowded. Of course, I don't know if it was because it's Friday and it's a local park. Most of the kids were in school. It was probably 80% adults there on Friday. Except for, the only kids I saw were in matching T-shirts there on school trips.
Yep.
It was mostly adults, and that's completely different than Disney World.
Yeah.
But I was concerned that smaller would mean, bumper to bumper traffic and like LA freeway. But it was not. It was, I think we rode 5 or 6 rides in the first hour. And we were zipping through and really could do everything we wanted to do very easily. The only 2 rides that we didn't do before dinner were Hyperspace Mountain, because we got the overlay, and Rise, but we have Rise back in Florida.
We have Rise at home.
Right. We have that. But those were the only 2 that were kind of on the list that we hadn't managed to do before dinner. But
that's a good day.
We blew through. California Adventure was different. Of course, it was a Saturday.
Yeah.
I had more trouble navigating California Adventure. Trying to get, from land to land and wait, can I go that way? And it was way more crowded. And we rope dropped California Adventure, but we left about 7:00. So I didn't get to see the nighttime spectacular. Sad. I have to go back. Oh no. We were also a little tired from the day before. And
rope drop to close. That's a long day.
I'm getting way too old for that. But I digress.
What did you think about, like, stepping back to Disneyland for a second? Our experience has been there's a lot more opportunity to have characters out and about in the parks, especially like in Fantasyland and stuff like that. Was that your experience? Like, that's, at least to me, that's a big difference between Florida and California.
In Batu, 100%. We actually met and talked to Rey. We met and talked to Luke and R2-D2. We met and talked to stormtroopers, Kylo Ren, and Darth Vader.
Oh my goodness!
We really had great character interactions.
Wow!
Oh, and Mando and Grogu. It was just, and I don't know if there were extra people out because we were coming up to May the 4th, or if that was normal. I don't know. But that was really, really special. We did see Alice and the Mad Hatter. We saw Cinderella. We saw them a little from afar. We weren't, in Star Wars, we stopped and took lots of pictures. We didn't necessarily do it a lot with the others. I took pictures from afar, but it reminded me very much of Cruise Line, where they're just walking. They're just, say, how are you? As opposed to in Disney World, it's in the app. They're going to be there from 8:15 to 8:30, and that line is closed and never, that's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it was really cool they were just walking. They were just enjoying their land.
I think that goes back to the locals versus tourists thing. The locals, you just get more used to it. And like there's just a different level of interaction and expectation versus in Florida, it's a lot of people who are coming down for that once in, forever visit. And from what we've heard from people who have, been involved in the entertainment and the character side of things, it's just impossible to have that type of interaction in a crowd in Florida because the crowds just literally behave differently with the characters. And not necessarily in a positive way.
Correct. We've had some excellent character interactions in Disney World.
Yeah.
My favorite is my youngest was, I mean, she's still only 4'10", but she was too small to ride rides until she was 11. And so big sister was riding rides with her friends, and I took her, and we happened to find Snow White. And there was a line, but Snow sat down there at the wishing well and just loved on her and spent 15 minutes just chatting with her because she was all by herself. So it happens in Disneyland or Disney World, but it really just seemed like it was happening literally every minute at Disneyland. Everywhere you turn, it was like, oh, there's so-and-so, or oh, there's Captain Hook. We saw him like 5 dozen times.
Yeah, we saw Captain Hook this last time too, just walking near the Matterhorn.
Yep, all the way up towards the castle. And, you know, Peter Pan would be across the way, or there was a little girl dressed as Tinkerbell that he was, you know, fussing at. And it was just great because it really, the only other place I've seen that is cruise line. Disney World just doesn't have it, and to your point, I don't know that they can have it.
Well, food check, because one of the things you had asked us for help with before you went were recommendations on where to eat, and the answer was basically anywhere.
Yes.
What was your biggest standout meal or snack?
So they surprised me. For dinner Friday night in Disneyland. We were there with friends, and they had friends who gave us the amazing opportunity to be guests at Club 33.
Oh, wonderful. Nice. That's awesome.
And I, again, had just listened to y'all talk about your trip, but it was so far out of the realm. That's not my life. That's not my life. They have friends that can do this. That's not my life. And I had no idea that there was a friend of a friend who, you know, was a member. It never even crossed my mind. And even being told, we've got a surprise for you. And I had been talking about wanting to eat in Blue Bayou. We couldn't get reservations. And then after listening to your episode, I wanted to eat in Napa Rose. And so those were the things I was checking constantly, you know, to see if we could get reservations. And of course, couldn't. And then we were on Pirates, and I looked real quick at Blue Bayou, and there was one at 8:30. And I elbowed my husband, and I said, do you think I should get, and he knew where we were going. I did not. Because we were there for our 10th anniversary. So this was, you know, anniversary trip. So he knew I did not. And I saw it, and I was like, I know we have dinner at 5:45. This is 8:30. Do you think maybe we could go here for dessert? And he was like, no. I was like, wah, wah. Yeah. I was, you know, no, but I wanted to eat it. Again, had no idea what the real surprise was. And really kind of what I set my head into was it was Blue Bayou we were going to. And so I didn't need to make an 8:30 reservation when we had a 5:45.
Right.
But yeah, that was, I was bummed because I wanted to eat at Blue Bayou. Didn't get to, so now that's another thing. You know,
no, I have to go back.
Have to go back.
You have to leave stuff to do. Yeah.
And by the time we made reservations, there were no DVC available. So, you know, have to go back to try that. But, no, it was a complete surprise. And I was, again, waterworks abounded. I cried and cried. And it was the day that, I don't know what they called it, but the overlay of Alice in Wonderland began. Inside Club 33.
Nice.
Yes.
And so there were flowers everywhere. And it was everything was just done up to, you know, the nth degree with Alice and all the characters and everything. And it was beautiful. The Court of Angels had flowers all the way up the stairs, and it was beautiful. And I cried most of the night, just, you know, excited. And then the food was beyond. Oh, they had a special menu in the lounge, a drink menu for the lounge and the restaurant that was Alice themed.
Oh, cool.
And they had, you know, sipper cups, or what, you know, they call them sipper cups there, but you know, the specialty cups, Alice themed. And so everything was just, I'm sure just on a normal day, it's, you know, it's up to a 10, but this was cranked up to 11
That's awesome.
with the Alice. So the meal was fantastic.
Were you over in the lounge or in the Grand Salon?
Both.
Oh,
We started in the lounge,
nice,
and then had dinner.
We've still never been in the lounge.
Yeah, we've never been with an actual member at the time, so
it was dream come true. It was really, really, no words.
That's amazing.
And the paintings and the artwork that it changes, and all of the Easter eggs that are there, and the now defunct, not used microphones in the chandeliers, and just all the things,
all the little things,
all the little things. But yeah, we got to go into the lounge and then move to dinner, and then back to the lounge for a minute before heading to Fantasmic.
I've heard the lounge is absolutely gorgeous, and I hope that someday we get to go there.
Someday.
Yes.
I do have to ask, did you get merch?
Yes.
Awesome. Yes.
I managed. My husband handed me his credit card, said, buy whatever you want. And I held it together and only got a Spirit jersey and did not buy everything in the case. So I was proud of myself, and again just said, well, I'll have to figure out a way to come back, because I needed the ears and I needed the coffee mug, and but I got the Spirit jersey because I collect those. And although they had just released the new Alice Club 33 Spirit jersey, but only members could buy those.
For I think like the first couple of weeks, it's the new stuff is members only. Yeah.
And
so
then they let other folks get it.
I got to lust over that as it was hanging there, but I didn't get to buy it. But yes, I got merch.
That's awesome.
I'm not a merch person at all. I don't know. Other than that, we had Bengal barbecue, which was fantastic.
Yeah,
we had
that's a good one.
That was like morning snack. Popcorn, churros. Somewhere else where we actually ate lunch. I don't remember.
Did you eat? Oh, at Disneyland. Yeah, I was going to say, what about California Adventure?
California Adventure, we ate at something Jumpers.
Smoke Jumpers?
Smoke Jumpers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a burger there, but I was obsessed and needed to go to Cozy Cone and get a cone.
Yes.
So I did half a burger, and I'm like, it's okay, I'm saving room. I am going to go have my Cozy Cone. So I had my mac and cheese Cozy Cone, and of course another churro, and
yeah. What were your thoughts on Florida churros versus California churros?
There's no comparison. The California churros are far, far superior.
Yes.
Far superior, especially when you get the dip, caramel.
Yeah. They claim they're the exact same.
No.
And it's just the humidity that nukes them. And I will give them, I'm sure the humidity does not do them any favors, but there's no way they're the same.
The popcorn's not the same either.
No.
I don't know how that magic works, but the popcorn is superior at Disneyland.
Yep. Yeah, it's the roasty toasties. It's the little guys that are turning.
It is.
Yep. That's what makes it better. That's what makes it better.
So, yeah.
All right. So we're already looking down this pathway, and I'm going to shove us over the cliff and dive in. Big picture, Disneyland versus Disney World. What does Disneyland do better? And where does Disney World still get the win for you?
Disneyland hits the memories, the heartstrings better. There's not really heartstrings at Disney World. It's entertainment, and that's fine. But it's the emotions, it's the feelings, it's the everything at Disneyland. Even the nostalgia of the berm itself, and yes, the park has grown outside of it, but it's still there. You can still see it, and you can see the intention of not wanting to see Anaheim and Los Angeles, or not to see the sprawl around it, even though at the time it was nothing but orange groves.
Right.
But it was a little bizarre to me when I first came from the airport, and I'm like, there's Disneyland and there's just a neighborhood. And, wait a minute, shouldn't it be just, all by itself? But it's not. But it really, really does so well for the nostalgia. Everything they have managed to keep the spirit of Walt is here.
Mhm.
They do that so well.
Yeah.
And Disney World, you can't beat Disney World for just there's 4 parks. There's
Yeah.
Mhm.
more to do. I mean, we could have been done in 2 days
Mhm.
and said that's it in Disneyland.
Mhm.
And you could do a 7-day trip and not do everything, not come
Uh-huh.
close to doing everything in Disney World.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't think you can beat it for that. For a let's go on vacation here, let's go spend a week. Now
Yeah.
there's plenty of other things to do if you go to Anaheim or LA.
Yeah.
But I think that's where Disney World wins. Is it's the vacation
Mhm.
destination,
Yeah.
whereas
bubble.
this is where you can go in the bubble. And that was another thing that we noticed was like we left the park and there are people just on the sidewalk right outside the parks selling hot dogs off of their
Yeah.
little flat top, and I'm like, isn't this the bubble? Are we out of the bubble? Okay, we're out of the bubble. And it felt like, I mean, I thought we were still in the bubble, but apparently we had escaped the bubble.
Nope.
And
Right
there,
when you go out. Yep.
yeah, and just selling bracelets, just people selling things,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and you don't get that if you leave Disney World. You get
Yeah.
on the Skyliner and you're still in the bubble until you get to your
Yeah.
hotel and you're still in the bubble.
Well, it's nice when you have like 20 or 30 square miles all to your own. You can do whatever you want.
Right. If only he had known that, when he was now.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's wins both places.
Sure.
But hands down, the nostalgia, the feels are in Disneyland,
Yep.
and they're not in Disney World. I mean,
Mhm.
there's no feels to be had there. It's
Yeah.
all,
You can have some experiential feels.
Mhm.
Like,
yes.
I think you and I would agree that there's something about Magic Music Days
Oh, yes.
in Disney World that is just like I have goosebumps thinking about it right now.
Mhm.
That it is there is a level of magic that happens in the Florida parks, but it's a different vibe. It is a different style of park and
Mhm.
experience out in California.
Yeah,
It's-
you have to have an experience. You
Yeah.
have to make the experience in World. In Disneyland, you just have to open your eyes.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
What was the biggest thing that you overthought about Disneyland that turned out to not matter at all?
I overthought that it was going to be so small that that everything would be so crowded I couldn't enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
And they somehow managed to make it quaint,
Mhm.
not crowded. And except for, being able to see the temple from Jungle Cruise,
Yeah.
there was enough suspension of belief that I, it was real. It was fun. And I'd overthought, could I enjoy this as much as I enjoy going to Disney World?
Yeah.
Could I, this is all very compact. There's no way it can be as much fun as, going to Disney World. And boy, was I wrong. It was fantastic. It was so much fun. We had a blast.
What was the thing or the moment that you experienced in Disneyland that was the most like, oh, this is why people love Disneyland so much?
All of it. Even Small World, which I, on purpose, don't necessarily ride in Disney World because it's obnoxious. Don't say that out loud. Or I'll put AirPods in because I'm like, I'll ride this with you. But
Yeah.
I rode Small World twice in the weekend, and
Yeah.
it was
It's different.
it's annoying in Disney World.
Yeah.
It was nostalgic and real in
Yeah.
Disneyland.
Even though it was your
And-
first time there, it's still nostalgic. And
Yes.
it's weird, but I understand 100% what you're saying.
Mhm.
yeah,
We got home and realized we hadn't done Small World, and we were like, oh, that's a miss. That's a whoops. We should have done that.
I love seeing all the characters that
Yeah.
they have
Mhm.
brought
Yes.
into the one in Anaheim so much.
Yes.
I really wish that they would do that in Florida.
I didn't know they hadn't because I don't ride it. But
I don't know when the last time we rode it in Florida was, so they may have. I don't know.
I don't know. They
think
have not.
No.
They have not. And it's the same reason they don't do seasonal overlays in Florida is because they can't take these rides down. They're trying to have the consistency of experience over and over and over, or they can't take Haunted Mansion down for 5 weeks out of the year, 3 to install and 2 to uninstall the
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Exactly, the overlay for Before Christmas, and so you just don't get that in Florida, and
because it is the vacation capital. The
Yep.
people that are going for that once in a lifetime trip, and
Yep.
if it's even if the overlay was there, even if they had taken it down and the overlay was there, well, it wouldn't be right. That's not what we came for.
Yeah,
exactly.
And having and we didn't ride it, but it was nice. It was exciting to me to even just see Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Like, we don't have that anymore. They took ours away.
Yes. You didn't ride it?
And we missed it. I mean, it was just
You
trying
didn't
to
get to go to hell. Well, you know what? Another thing to go
Gotta
back.
When
go
you're
back.
back.
Gotta go
exactly.
back. Yes.
Yeah.
But we did do Snow White,
Mhm.
and because we don't have that anymore. And it was, and Disneyland has submarines. We didn't ride them, but I'm like, they kind of still have their 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, kind of ish. But yeah, that was fun too. The things that we don't have anymore, just to be able to, and Rivers of America. Oh my goodness. I am devastated that we lost our Rivers of America.
Yeah.
But being able to see that again, alive and well, and with Fantasmic on it, that was awesome.
We did the Mark Twain as part of one of the tours, and it was surprising. I never have really realized it before, but the Tiana's ride, like the end of that drop and that first turn you take around, is basically juts out into the river in California, and it does not in Florida at all. Like
It does like a little side thing.
The river's not there anymore in Florida, but
Right.
it didn't when it was there. It's
But if it were,
but if it were, yeah. And I was like, oh well, that's actually cool because you have water, and it's just different. It's just different.
it is.
They're all
It
good.
is.
They're all good.
And I was completely stealing all of your Mark Twain information. I stole that, and I was telling the people I was with. I was like, "Did you know?"
Well, kudos to Murray because we picked that up from
Yes.
Murray on the VIP tour, so I can't claim that one.
It's where I heard it.
So for a Walt Disney World pro planning their first Disneyland trip, what advice would you give?
Ooh, that's tough. I would say bring good shoes because it is possible to see most everything in a day, but it's going to hurt. No, it's. I'll be cheesy. Keep your eyes open because the magic is there, and it's. I won't say the magic's not in Walt Disney World, but it's the magic, the nostalgia, and Nathan, to your point, I've never been before, but it felt comfortable. It felt like the memories were there. So yeah, keep your eyes open, see the things. I spent time just walking down Main Street looking at windows, and they have those in Walt Disney World too. But the Mark and Alice windows that are together. I have a picture of that too. But that, just all the touches that it didn't just make Disneyland, made Disney.
Yeah.
Without the things that happened in Disneyland, we couldn't have Walt Disney World. We couldn't have the movies, the experiences, the cruise line, the, overseas parks. And you can feel that if you, let yourself, that's where the magic started. And that was what I walked away with most is the magic started here. The magic is strongest here. Again, not that it's not other places, but it's strongest in Disneyland. You can feel it in Disneyland.
Well, if that's not a tagline for the episode, I don't know what is. Well done. Well done. Well, I mean, you're clearly a Disney pro. You have hit all the right answers, but I do have to admit it's time for Alicia's patented Disney torture test. I have confidence in you, though, Heather. You've got this. You can do it.
I can do this. I can do this.
Yet again, not patented, not a torture test. This is just your Disney favorites from everything under Mickey's umbrella. You can choose from Disney, Pixar, Star Wars, Marvel, everything. Who's your favorite character?
Belle, hands down.
Belle, nice. Your favorite movie?
Beauty and the Beast. The animated version.
Okay, I was about to say, which one? Okay.
Is there another version?
No, there's not.
Okay, all right.
Your favorite ride?
Jungle Cruise. That's my favorite classic ride.
Ah.
Rise of the Resistance is hard to beat.
Okay, yeah.
It's
very immersive. It's really good.
Yes. That is an attraction.
Yes.
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 Disney World or Disneyland?
I'm still going to say Disney World.
Okay.
I like my 4 parks. I like the repeatability more often. I feel like I can do it 4 times a year and it's okay. I will be back to Disneyland. I don't know if it's a 4 times a year. I don't know. I don't know. So I loved it. It was amazing. It was all the feels, but I'm still going to say Disney World.
Yeah.
I know that's the wrong answer. Don't kill me.
Out of all of the individual parks that you have been to, which one is your favorite?
Epcot.
Yes, that's the right answer.
Epcot. All the food.
All the food, yes.
Yes.
Very good stuff. Your favorite hotel or resort?
The Polynesian. Love the Poly. And it's nostalgia. My husband surprised me for my 40th birthday. We won't say how many years ago, but I had no idea that we were going to Disney, and he and my best friend had cooked it up, and we stayed in the DVC studios there at the Poly. And so I told you I'm emotional. It's heartstrings. It's so that's my favorite.
Awesome. Your favorite DCL ship?
Treasure.
Yes.
Easy.
Good answer.
Your favorite restaurant?
Ooh. Should we count Club 33 or?
I mean, you can. Yeah.
Oh, goodness. That's tough. That is hard. Our favorite quick service in Disney World, easy. Satuli.
Yeah.
Even my husband, who's a very picky eater, that's our go-to. All the food. I can't. I'm gonna say Club 33 because I can now.
There you go.
Because you can. Yes. Last one. Your favorite Disney snack?
Ooh, those California churros. They definitely are top shelf. Unless I can. Yeah, no, I was going to say Mickey churro waffles from the cruise ships, but no, the California churros, they win.
This is the right answer. This is the right answer.
I didn't know it was the right answer.
Although there's one thing that gives the churros in California a run for their money, and that is the churros at Nomad Lounge in Animal Kingdom.
True.
If nothing else, but because the ideal way to spend an hour or more, if you want to, is to sit down outside on the porch overlooking your character friends boating back and forth as they do, enjoying some fancy churros, fresh and hot, just delectable dipping sauces, and a Congaloosh beer. Like just, mwah, it's perfection.
Or go up to the Dahlia Lounge.
Yeah.
They're like churro donuts, but they taste like churros, just like regular ones. Those
They're really good. And if you go to the Dahlia Lounge, you have to go say hi to Bill, the bartender.
He's there.
Yeah.
Pro tip.
Pro tip. Well, Heather, you survived. Yay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It has been so great having you on with us and
Thank you.
chatting with you about your
Yeah.
first
Yes.
trip to Disneyland.
I'm fangirling over here.
Do you have another one planned? I know you want to go back. Have you thought about, okay, when is this going to happen?
Not the when necessarily, but definitely I have to take the girls
Mhm.
because they would love it. They would see the magic in it too. And so, I raised them well. So they need to go see all the things
Yeah.
out there. How do you plan so many Disney trips? But
Yeah.
yeah, that's,
You just put your head down and do it.
yes, exactly.
Calendar
Because the-
spreadsheet.
Yes, the friends that took us and helped plan and made this just a magical anniversary trip have never cruised, and so we are actively planning on the Treasure, Eastern Caribbean. We don't know exactly when yet,
Excellent.
but we're already planning
Nice.
that we need to show. They were nice enough to and gracious enough to show us all that is Disneyland, and so now
Yeah.
it's my turn to show them what the cruise line is, as well as it became now you need to come to Florida and I can show you my world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
But I will be back. I don't know the when of it or
Yeah.
anything, but I do know I need to take my girls and let them see
Yeah.
everything. And we have a granddaughter who is obsessed with Bluey, and so we had to FaceTime her and show her. But we will go back with more family. Not sure of the when, but it will happen for sure.
I love it.
Perfect.
I love it. Well, speaking of back, you'll have to come back sometime.
Yes.
Another trip, another cruise, another whatever, just to hang out. Please do reach out.
Absolutely.
Love to have you back on.
Anytime. Say the word.
Thank you so much, Heather.
Thank you. This was fun.
As we wrap up, a reminder that we are not affiliated with Disney or any of its subsidiaries. Everything you hear on this show is based on personal experiences, opinions, and questionable snack choices, except for churros. Those are not questionable.
Not questionable.
We are, however, proudly affiliated with fun.
Amen. If you're planning a Disney vacation, we always recommend working with a travel advisor or reaching out to Disney directly to help make the magic happen. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please take a second to rate and review the show. It really helps other Disney fans find us.
If you have a question, a topic suggestion, or a Disney story that you'd love to share with us, please send us an email at podcast@ourmousecapades.com.
You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Threads at Our Mousecapades and over on YouTube at Our Mousecapades Pod. And don't forget to share us with your friends, your family, and Disney fans of all ages.
Thanks so much for listening. We'll be back in your ears next week.
Thank you for flying Star Tours. Bye-bye.